It's from Toxic Parents, Dr. Susan Ford with Craig Buck. Susan Ford, Craig Buck, Toxic Parents, page 226. Fear of anger. Anger is an upsetting emotion. You may associate anger with abuse from your childhood. You may associate anger with people you saw out of control with rage. You may worry that you'll seem ugly if you get angry and other people will reject you. You may believe that good, loving people don't get angry and that you have no right to get angry at the parents who gave you life. Anger is also frightening. You may be afraid that you'll destroy someone with your anger, that you'll lose control. Or like Joe, you may be afraid that you'll never be able to turn off your anger. These fears are very real for all of us, but the fact remains. The things we're afraid will happen if we get angry are the very things that have a good chance of happening if we don't. When you repress your anger, you may become depressed or abrasive, and other people may reject you as surely as they would if you were openly angry at them. Repressed anger is unpredictable. It can explode at any time. When it does, it is often uncontrollable. Anger is often destructive unless it is managed, especially if it has been allowed to fester beneath your conscious awareness. Dealing with anger. Adult children of toxic parents have an especially difficult time with their anger because they grew up in families where emotional expression was discouraged. Anger was something only parents had the privilege of displaying. Most children of toxic parents develop a high tolerance for mistreatment. You may have only a vague awareness that anything out of the ordinary happened to you as a child. Chances are you don't even know how angry you really are. You probably deal with your anger in one of several ways. You may bury your anger and become sick or depressed. You may divert your anger into suffering and martyrdom. You may deaden it with alcohol, drugs, food, or sex, or you may blow up at every opportunity, letting your anger turn you into a tense, frustrated, suspicious, belligerent person. Unfortunately, most of us rely on these old, reliable, ineffective methods to deal with our anger. They do nothing to help free you from the control of your parents. It is far more effective to channel your anger in ways that help you define yourself and your limits. Let me show you some effective new ways to manage your anger. Number one, give yourself permission to be angry without making any judgments about your feelings. Anger is an emotion just as joy and fear are. It is neither right nor wrong, it just is. It belongs to you. It is a part of what makes you human. Anger is also a signal telling you something important. It may be telling you that your rights are being trampled, that you're being insulted or used, and that your needs are not being taken care of. Anger always means that something needs to change. Number two, externalize your anger. Pound pillows. Yell at photographs of the people you're angry at. Or have imaginary dialogues with them in your car or alone at home. You don't have to attack or verbally assault someone to express your anger. Talk to people you trust about how angry you feel. Until you get your anger out in the open, you can't deal with it. Number three, increase your physical activity. Physicalizing your anger can help release a great deal of tension from your body. If you're not able to play tennis or run or ride a bike, clean out that overflowing closet or take a dance class. Physical activity also increases the production of endorphins, brain chemicals that enhance your sense of well-being. You'll find that acknowledging your anger will increase your energy and productivity levels. Nothing is more draining than repressed anger. Number four, don't use your anger to reinforce your negative self-image. You are not bad because you're angry. Guilt over feeling angry, especially at parents, is to be expected. Say out loud, I feel angry. I got a right to feel angry. It's okay to feel guilty about feeling angry if that's what it takes to deal with that anger. I'm not wrong or bad to feel this way. Number five, use your anger as an energy source for self-definition. Your anger can help you learn a great deal about what you are and are not willing to accept in your relationship with your parents. It can help you define your limits and your boundaries. It could go a long way toward freeing you from old patterns of submission, compliance, and fear of your parents' disapproval. Your anger can help you refocus your energies back to yourself and away from the impossible battle of trying to change your parents' turn. I'm angry because my father has never let me live my own life into I will no longer permit my father to control me or devalue me. Use these techniques as guidelines to help you gain some mastery over your anger. You'll have plenty of time to express your anger directly to your parents once you've done this. This mastery will become important to the success of your eventual confrontation with your parents, as we'll see in chapter 12. Everyone has a tough time with anger, and you won't get this mastery overnight. Women especially have been socialized not to show their anger. Women are allowed to cry, to mourn openly, to get depressed, and to show tenderness, but anger is considered unbecoming to women in our society. As a result, many women are attracted to partners who can act out their anger for them. In this way, they can discharge some of their repressed anger vicariously. Unfortunately, however, many of these men who get angry easily are also controlling and abusive. It is essential to your well-being to learn to deal with your anger effectively. When you first contact your anger, you may feel shaky and guilty much of the time. Be patient and hang in there. You won't stay angry forever. The only people who do are the ones who won't admit their anger or who use it to gain power by intimidating others. Anger is a normal human reaction to mistreatment. Anger, adult children of toxic parents obviously have more than their share of anger. Perhaps not so obvious is the fact that they also have more than their share of grief. Grief and mourning. What do you mean I have to grieve? Said Joe, who died. Grief is a normal and necessary reaction to loss. It doesn't have to be a loss of life. Like Joe, you probably experienced tremendous losses in your childhood. Loss of good feelings, loss of feelings of safety, loss of trust, loss of joy and spontaneity, loss of nurturing, respectful parents, loss of childhood, loss of innocence, loss of love. You need to identify your losses. So get mad, but also, you know what? Get sad too. Get mad, but also get sad. And then be joyful. Be joyful. Get mad, get sad. Be joyful. And then just chill.